Alright, what's up guys again? Spinebrack's back, and well, today we're going to be talking about my Jeep Gladiator and what we're going to do to it. First off, this is pretty much brand new, got about 2 weeks ago. Have done a couple things to it. It's going to be hard to do one-handed. There we go. So far, all the things we've done to it are put 43 mil shocks on it, front and rear. Do you have a tension winch? We've got a metal bumper support. We have moved the battery tray up and down at a slant to lower the center of gravity. And we have high clearance links in the front, which were not backups, hand-me-downs from my C10s, because I stretched it and I don't have links for it yet. And yeah, and what we're going to do today is install some new parts. We've got front bumper from Endura. We have 10-gram diff covers from Endura also. All this stuff's from Endura. We have steering link and an Emax servo. We also have the mountain stuff for it. So yeah, stick around and enjoy. Alright, here's a better look at what we have. And gotta say, really nice quality. These look a lot better in person than they do on the internet. And one last look at the truck. Yes, I know I have mismatching things. That does get solved over time. Don't worry about it too much. So yeah, I'm gonna try to rig up some sort of stand and hopefully film it. Alright, we are back, and let's start building. What should we tackle first? I think I'm gonna do diff covers. 05. My 05 tool. Actually, we're gonna just tackle the whole front assembly. I'm gonna start off by removing the wheels first, just to get all that stuff out of the way. There we go. So I'm gonna remove the hex and the pin. Oh, got some hair on there. Always remember to clean off your shafts. Hair gets bound up in them, and yeah, look at all that. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Do the other side. Okay. And we're just going to start deassembling from top down. What should we start with here? Well, we start from removing these two bolts. There's one on either side that holds your top links in from your on your servo mount. If you're running a stock setup, it's a Y-link, so it'd be a 3-link connection instead of this 4, and there should only be one. Let's go ahead and do that. Don't know why I have exceptionally long screws in there. We'll just remove the whole ball joint assembly just to get it out of the way. and not have to worry about it. And actually, real quick, I'm gonna remove the body. Like I said, just to get it out of the way. Except for, yeah, you know. Okay. Alright. Let's remove this side. Ball joint assembly. Okay. Now our axle can kind of jiggle freely. Let's unplug the servo, and instead of taking apart the whole servo assembly, which would be removing the steering horn and taking the servo out and all that, we are just going to undo 2 bolts on the front diff cover. I don't know if you can see them in there. If you have one of these at home, you can look for yourself. There's one right there and one on the other side, and that holds in the base of your servo mount. These are pretty long screws, and they're pretty important. Most kits, though, will come with some aftermarket ones, which I do suggest you putting on. Let's see. Oh, these ones are not cooperating as much. That last little bit, you just gotta get your nail in there and peel it up. Oh, that one's not all the way out. These are some good backup screws for other things like your suspension, especially once you get really long suspension, like 53 mils or even 63s if you're that crazy. You want those so you can put in your, what are they called? Flex spacers, I guess. But we'll get that's a conversation for another day. And then you will have to remove this screw right there to disconnect the servo from the steering arm. And actually what we could have done is just remove these 2 screws from the steering knuckles. But too late. Well, actually, fuck it. Screw it back in. We won't need anything on that assembly. We'll just remove these 2. While I'm doing this, how's your day? Whoever I'm talking to. Totally not a ghost in the room. Type down in the comments, how's your day? You got any plans for today? If so, did they come to fruition? Any good things? Any bad things? If so, loser. No. But real note, take care of yourself. There's a servo horn and steering shit. We're gonna do one of those. Stock servo's dog shit. Let's open this up. And this one comes with a steel or cast whatever horn, and I'm debating putting it on here because my Chevy has one of the plastic ones, and I was thinking about putting it on there, but I don't know. I'll throw it on here for now, just because it color match, and I want to get a silver one to match these, which is like a grayish silver. So type down in your comments whether you agree with my decision or not. At the end of the day, I really don't care. But who knows? Come on. There we go. Keep this nice, pretty new hardware safe. Okay. Mount. While we're down here, we are also going to swap out the diff cover and just get that out of the way. Alright. Forget that these are the same. Now, these do come with new bearings, or not bearings, what are these technically? I think they're like a bushing type deal. Let's unbox them, see how they look. Oh, I mean, you can kinda, yeah, you can move them. Anyways, we'll see how good the fitment is. Oh, perfect. Nice snap in. No hard times. If you do have hard times, I'd suggest heating up this diff cover and then putting this in the freezer for 30 minutes. And then they should slide in real nice, and then just let it sit in a room temperature room, which is about 70-ish degrees, which is fucking hot, but you know, it's the way it is. There is 6 bolts for front and rear diff cover. You got top 2, medium 2, and the bottom 2. Same front and rear. They're the exact same cover. And yeah, just get this removed real quick. All these are going to be pretty long. Just keep that noted. And be careful when screwing these back in, because you don't want to strip out your axle. So just go to snug, and I'll show you what that looks like when I put this new front one on. Oh, and there's one more thing to note. There's 2 longer screws, and there are 4 shorter screws. 2 longer screws go up top because they go through the mount also, and they have to go into that bigger chunk of axle mount. I think that's right, yeah. Words, people, they're hard. That's why you read dictionaries. Okay, you pull that out. That's what it should look like. While I actually have this open, I'm going to throw a little high temp grease. Here's what my grease looks like. I use Master Pro for one reason and one reason only, because it's what I have lying around. We're just gonna get a little finger's worth and kind of rub it in there. You don't need much. More the merrier, but you're also trying not to make too much of a mess. Okay, we'll just put the lid back on there. Yes, it does smell a little, but it's grease. What do you expect? And then make sure nothing falls out. That's why I have my hand on it holding it up. Everything should kind of just snap back in place like so. Now we grab screws. Let's kind of sort these out. These are what the longer ones look like. Okay. And then shorter ones. I don't know how clearly that shows up on camera. I'll start with the middle 2. Remember, there is a right way and a wrong way to screw in these. For this, you always want to do middle 2. And then you can move on to these two. If you really want to get specific, you can do middle two and then cross them to get a even better fitment. But it's RC. You only need to be partially right. So right there, see what I'm doing? I'm just putting my fingers in the ridges and give them a little love. And then that's as far as you need to go. You don't need to torque them down, especially since it's metal on plastic. So we'll just keep going right about there. Okay, now we're gonna do bottom two. Make sure we got the right ones here. Should be. Okay. Excuse my shaky hands. Okay. Now we're gonna put our nice, lovely Endura mount on. Endura, please sponsor me. I know I only have a couple subscribers. Best part about these Endura mounts, besides the, the fact that they're metal and really high quality, is the back two holes are threaded. These two. So you can run 4-link, or you can run the 3-link, which is stock. We call that a Y-link. So it's diverse, multi-use, I guess you could say. So yeah, and you can get them in different colors. You get like green, and which is a stupid color, but you get green, silver, black. So yeah, and then that's how that fits in there. You got your front two, which go in the middle, and your back two go over the back. That's why you need really long screws. And then there's your long ass screw. Just want to get it in place. Okay. And notice how these don't sit in deeper. It is because the front two holes on the mount are also threaded. So, better strength, less likely to come out. Since both ends are threaded, not just one. Here again, but just give it a snug. Yeah, these diff covers look really fancy. A lot more fancy than what I've got on my Chevy, which is a Hot Racing 13 ounce diff cover with the skid plate. Performs really well and was a huge upgrade, but it's just butt ugly. It sticks out so much. And I honestly think I'm gonna get another set of these to throw in that thing, just for looks. It's gonna ruin my center of gravity just a little bit, but it's worth it in the long run. Let's see. Now's about the time, especially since we're putting back together the front end, to do our joints, I guess you can call them. I got the golder joints for this because that's kind of the theme. Black on brass. Excuse the red joints, those are for my other truck, but they're on there right now as a temporary. Where'd that come from? Any of y'all remember where that came from? Type it down in the comments. I thought these only came with 2. Anyways, I'll show you how to assemble these real quick. You do need nails, or somewhat, unless you have like super dry fingers. Oh, they gave us little nuts. Bigger than any of yours, but that's cute. Always keep these bags. They're super handy. Don't throw these away. There's one more washer in there. Okay. Alright. So there are two sides to these. You have a thin side. If that wants to focus. Then you have a fat side, which is flat, or more flat, I should say. Your flat side will always be facing out, or whatever you presume to be out. Better example, let's say this is your steering link, and your steering link sits like this. That's your left, that's your right. You want the fat side up top, because gravity pulls it down, keeps it seated. Now, if we were to run it upside down, it'd fall right out. So, doesn't take many brain cells to figure that one out, but you know. So what you want to do is put one edge or one part over the edge, and then clamp down with your nail. And with your other nail, push it over the other side. And this is really hard. Or you can do this, which is kind of a pinch with your whole finger. I think they're sweaty. If you have tweezers, that also makes it easier, but I do not. There we go, like that. Then you're gonna pinch your nails like this over the thin side, and then you're gonna scoot it back. Okay. And let's see. Now you put it in, and now to secure it, grab another washer or rubber bushing, whatever the fuck. And you do the same thing, but it should be a lot easier now. Yep. And you just peel, like a reverse peel. And then boom, that's not going anywhere. Okay. Let's do that again. Okay. Push through. Put on there. And then boom. That's that done. Now let's do this one. Same thing. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. How does that sit? Endura. Okay, yeah. Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the silence, guys. Just trying to get this over with so this video isn't too long. Slippy hands. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, that's that done. Now we're going to go ahead and install our lovely Emax servo. Only thing with this is make sure when you install it, Emax is facing down, otherwise it won't go in. Let's grab this. And actually, before we do that, let's reconnect our links. It'll make this a little easier to work on. Oh, you POS. There we go. With the metal and metal, you can go a little tighter. It's not recommended. Also, if you're wondering why my links don't have two bushings, rubber bushings, It is because with the two, it has a tendency to bind up a lot. And just by removing one bushing on each, it frees it up a whole bunch. Other side. Make sure you reconnect your drive shaft, especially on stock length links on the Gladiator. Otherwise, you will not be able to get them back in very easily. Now on the Chevy, it's not as much of a big deal, especially if you have upgraded shocks. Oh, come on. Go in the hole. That's what she said. You can't. This is the hard part. What I'm doing isn't actually hard, it's just finessing. You have to have patience to do it. Make sure you don't strip out your screw. That's the wrong length. Okay. Forgot about that. We're going to grab our kit and grabbing a more appropriate size screw. These are technically screws. Okay, that'll work. Get out of there. Well, that might be too short. Yeah, well, you know, that's too short. What the hell? Having technical difficulties. Me. This is just all part of it. Oh, there it is. Found the right size. There we go. Let's throw that in there. Yep, there we go. Get that drive shaft reattached. Okay. There we go. Okay, now axle should not do any funky shit anymore, and there goes my drive shaft. What the fuck? Hold up. Get in there. There we go. Alright. Boom, now it can sit on its own weight again. Throw our Emax servo in. Just kind of clean this up. Don't worry about screw size too much. They're all relatively the same. Sure, you could theoretically fuck it up somehow, but unless it's thickness difference, which to my knowledge there's only one or two threads that are like that. One's on the servo, and what would the other one be? I don't know. I guess there's only one. Only other thing is length. You could overdo it. Now that I'm looking at all these, I realize there are two specific short ones, which I bet you go in this. You can't really hurt these. It's a learning experience. Come on. Get the fuck out of there, man. What in the hell? How long is this screw? There we go. Little tip I'll show you is when you put your thing on there, grab your nail, put it right around the head, and then you can hold it in place while you go to put it in. There we go. Come on, POS. None of you wondering what POS means. I'm calling this thing a piece of shit. Remember, kids, it's only just a pile of parts until you put it together. Okay, now our servo's on. Dude, look at that. Look at the progress we made. Okay. Also, well, I'll get over that in the next video. I'm gonna do a video on free mods, because that is one of the most important things you can do to these things, is free mods. Just because you spend a lot of money on these things doesn't mean they're good. Just gonna put that out there. That's why I only bought a couple things for this, because you don't need a bajillion dollars worth of mods for these things. Let's finish putting the front together. Alright, so before you put, your horn and all this shit together, well, you can put this on the truck, but before you connect this to your horn, can you see that? Barely. Before you connect your steering arm to your horn, well, this steering arm to your horn, you have to turn the servo on to get it zeroed. Okay? I'll show you how to do that. On here, you should see different channels, and then this one says steering, or not steering, but it has S, and then a minus and a plus. That'd be your steering. And just kind of slip that in there. Don't push on the wires, push on the framing. And then, oh, where's my batteries? There's my battery. Just, come on. We'll just do that. You don't have to be secure in there, just gotta be in there for a second. If you can. You hear it? It went zzz. And then while it's on, you grab the remote, which is all the way the fuck over there. And then with the Gen 2 electronics, it's going to be a learning experience. From my understanding, you have your steering trim up here, these top ones, and you keep going until this thing blinks twice, and that's your zero. There's zero. Okay. Oh, fuck. No, what are you doing? Don't run off. Alright. So it is now currently zeroed. We'll just unplug that for now. We'll route our wires later. Proceeds to route wires. Okay. Let's put these on real quick. Any two specific ones are the exact same size with the same head. Boom. Okay. And I presume, and that's why they give you extras. But luckily I found them. Okay. Yeah, that's not the right size. It'll be a thicker screw. So now there's two known sizes. Nut size and then steering servo size. That's a pain in the dick. I mean, they'll look pretty much the same. Oh. Oh. Why does that keep going cockpit? Another one of those? There it is. Hold on, where's my tool at? Give me this. See, yeah, none of those are the right size. Oh. Yep, those are gone. Okay. Luckily we do have spares. I have come to the conclusion that the bolts probably bolt into the thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but that brings up the question, what are the nuts for? If you were paying attention in the video and you know where they came from, comment it, please. Love to figure it out. Alright. Let's do this. Oh. I know I sat here for a solid 6 minutes trying to figure this shit out. Couldn't do it. Yeah, would you feel that? It's fucking screwing in like it should. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. The fucking stock setup has it like that. Fuck it. Well, you live and you learn. Sometimes it just takes others a little longer. We call those people retards. Okay, there's that. It's beautiful. A lot prettier than my Chevrolet. But the Chevrolet is also getting upgrades, so can't talk too much shit. We're gonna go ahead and connect these two before I put this on there. And it's gonna sit like that. So let's find us a little boy screw. There we go. From what I've seen, the bottom hole on these upgraded horns are the same or one of the closest ones to the stock one, so that's why I'm running it like that. I have that messed up. Okay. No biggie wiggy. We can just unscrew that. Don't know why it's not coming off yet. There we go. I'm very big on letting the brand sit out front because I honestly like the look of it. It's like a sponsored vehicle type deal. And that kind of sits right. If I were to do it like that, the brand would be upside down. So small of a difference, but at least the lettering's showing, so that's how we are going to run it. It's like a well-placed sticker. Can't get it perfect, but you can get it well-placed. Piece of shit. I've seen people run these fully threaded in and not so fully threaded in. I am personally going to run it full threaded in just to see how it feels. Haven't done that mainly because I have never owned one. But let's see how much of a big difference it would make. It shouldn't make very much of a difference at all. Okay, it's nice and snug. Something seems off about this picture. That's also that side. What the fuck? We are running into a problem here, folks, because something's off. Huh. So the stock setup has this on this side. Don't know why, but it'll work. It's just that's going to be tilted at all times, which is going to be a little weird to look at first. I don't see what problems it could cause. Shouldn't really cause any. Emphasis on shouldn't. Put that in there crooked. Oh, come on, get the fuck out of there. Being a bitch. I don't have a flathead on me, so I'm going to use my trusty dusty knife. It's all metal, so it shouldn't hurt anything. Put that away before I stab myself. There we go. Okay. It's relatively straight. Battery. Now's when we can zero it again. drive shaft came off again. What the fuck? Yeah. Stop it, you piece of shit. I fucking hate this new shit that they got going on. The Gen 2 bullshit. Okay, there's center. So we gotta pop this back off and realign it. Figure it was off. Okay, need to sit like that. Okay, now we can do micro adjustments. Fuck off. Just to kind of straighten it out there. What's happening? Oh. There we go. Dude, it's working. Okay. That part's done. Maybe in the future I'll go back and fuck around with this some more. Is that some... Anyways. Moving to the bumper next. Bumper's easy. I am not going to be installing... Ignore all those screws. Most of those are for the rear. Bumper's easy. I'll show you how to do that real quick. Comes with lights. I'm not going to have the lights on because my ESC is going to be all the way in the back after I'm done with it. So these aren't long enough. For starters, let's get these pretty little hooks on. Or not hooks, horseshoes, I guess you could call them. I don't know the name for them. You hook stuff to them. I forget, you need the 1.5 for these. Get them in there snug, not too loose or not too tight, so they can still move for that in quotation scale look. Okay. Ouchie. It's the one bad part about working with this tiny shit. It's hard to work with. Some doesn't go in right, or some doesn't fit right. It's just hard to work with it. There we go. Alright, now to assemble the back. These got grooves in them. Grooves go in these grooved holes, like so. And then you put your plate on. Said you put your plate on. There we go. And you put these in there. Back down to the, or back up to the 1.5. For these you can do nice, motherfucker. These you can do nice and snug since these are a structural screw. You don't want these coming loose. Like so. Okay. And they give you backups for the small ones and the big ones. And then these, well, those two are for, to hold it in up here. Like so. Scary. I personally like these all the way back. See, this one's gonna need a little finagling to get in there. Sometimes these aftermarket metal on metal mounts are, yeah, you kind of have to walk it back. Yep, looks like I'm maxed out at number 2, but tight fitment, better than nothing. You don't want your bumper wobbling. That's why you want upgraded mounts, and sometimes the repercussions of getting the mounts are it's tight, and that's not really bad. It just makes it a little difficult. Walk it back this way a little. Hold up. There we go. You want that hole nice and straight, and your screw to be nice straight up and down, so nothing gets broken or stripped, because then you're not going to have any fun trying to get that out. You probably have to replace your whole setup. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. Boom, now we got a nice badass front bumper. Let's see if we can reattach this drive shaft again for the 100th time today. There we go. I might have to stretch this one too. And then that brings us to our last thing. Rear diff cover. Same as the front, so I'm not going to film it because this is already way too fucking long. So yeah, enjoy, have fun, and stay wrenchy. Alright, post-video add-on. You do have to turn the steering arm upside down, otherwise it will not work and you will have steering bind. And I think that's the only problem. Yeah, okay. And you have to move the bumper up one tick, and then you're gonna have to trim the body, or you can run stock Jeep Gladiator plastic mounts to drop it down, which looks stupid as hell. So